This here is the OnePlus 6. In 2019, you can get this device for as low as 17,000 on websites like OLX and Quicker. So is it worth buying the OnePlus 6 in 2019? Let's find out. Now I will straight away talk about the performance. Snapdragon 845, 6 or 8 gigs of RAM, UFS 2.1 storage, which is like crazy fast, and Adreno 630. With all these amazing specs, this smartphone even in 2019 is like very fast. To put in simple terms, if you are a gamer, you can play Call of Duty Mobile, PUBG like at the highest settings without any drop in frames. Now if you are a casual user, this smartphone is going to definitely be usable for many years to come, and if you are a serious gamer, this smartphone will not disappoint you. And suppose you get this smartphone for below 20,000, I think there's no other better gaming device or gaming smartphone than the OnePlus 6. That's how good the performance on this is. And the performance is not only about the hardware. If the software is not good, then the performance will be choppy. But we don't have to worry about anything because the Oxygen OS by OnePlus is an amazing software experience, and that combined with this powerful hardware, the day-to-day performance, or even using this, like it is a silky smooth experience that you get on the OnePlus 6. I have this phone for a year, and till now I haven't seen any kind of lag, not even a micro stutter. So that's how well optimized this operating system is. And talking about operating system, this currently runs on Android 9, and of course you will be getting Android 10 update like by November or so. Now even in terms of providing updates, be it OS updates or software patches, OnePlus is on time to provide you with them. So if you're looking for a great performing smartphone, then I think the OnePlus 6 is like a champ to beat under the 20,000 price point. Now let's talk about the display. So this here is not a 2K display. It doesn't have those curved edges like the OnePlus 7 Pro or the Vivo X3. It is not a 90Hz panel. But does that mean this here is a bad device? Not at all. Even though this here is a 1080p display and an AMOLED display, this here is one of the best in its price range that literally will blow your minds. The colors are really vibrant, like they pop out. The blacks are really deep. Now if you're watching a movie, playing your game, you'll be like very immersed into that situation of content you're watching. Now if you're watching a movie, it is a really good experience watching on this, especially on this 6.3 inch display. And one thing I like about this smartphone is that it is not very huge. It's not a 6.5 or above display. So I won't say it is comfortable to use, but it is better than all those huge display smartphones out there. But one thing to notice is that this has a notch. So here it is. So there's the notch. So it is not as big as those notches that you get on the iPhone 11 or 10s. So considering those, this here is a smaller notch, and I think over time you get used to it and you actually forget that this thing is there. Now in 2019 there are many phones with punch hole displays, full screen displays, but I think this here, even with the notch, sure stands up against them, no problem at all. So now let's talk about the build. Now even in 2019, this here is a premium feeling smartphone. It has glass on both the sides with an aluminium frame. This pretty much feels good, and the curved glass in the back, so it is slightly curved to the edges, to the sides, and that gives a really good grip in your hand. Now if you're thinking that yes, this is a 2018 flagship, it is not going to feel good, then you are wrong. It is a really good feeling smartphone. So in terms of performance, optimization, the build, I think the OnePlus 6 is a really amazing device. But there's one area where OnePlus 6 doesn't stand up to the level of its 2018 competitors, and that is the camera. So don't get me wrong, this here is an amazing camera, but when you compare it with the S9 or Google Pixel 3, then it falls a little short. Now if you don't want to compare this with other flagships, and if you're getting this for under 20,000, then under that price point, this here is an amazing camera. So it captures really good detail, Sometimes the picture turns out a little soft, but that is rarely, and the dynamic range is decent. I won't say the best, but it's good. And even the front facing camera is really good for taking selfies. The pictures turn out to be sharp. Overall, the camera on this is pretty good. Now if you want me to rate it out of 10, like both the cameras, I can give this a solid 7 or 7.5. Now in my opinion, even though this is not as amazing as those flagships like the S9 or Pixel 3, this here on its own is an amazing camera, and I'm sure you won't be disappointed. Now talking about the battery life, and I'll be honest, I am very happy with the battery life that I get on the OnePlus 6. I can go the entire day on a single charge. That is, if I start using this from morning 6 or 7 on a full charge, I end up the day with around 20 to 25% charge left, and that is good. Now I'm not a crazy user, I don't have everything on, I don't have NFC, I don't have location on all the time, but even with those on, you can still end the day without any issues on the OnePlus 6. And if you want to extend your battery life a little more, make sure you have dark mode enabled, because the AMOLED panel really helps you to save a little bit extra when it comes to the battery. Now there are few things which the OnePlus 6 still has and which is still convenient in 2019. Now in 2019, where most phones have in-display fingerprint sensors, the OnePlus 6 has a physical fingerprint sensor which is crazy fast. So that is really convenient, and the position of it is convenient. And it also has a headphone jack. So if you're still using a physical earphone or headphone, this here is your rescue smartphone, because with flagship specs, getting a headphone jack is kind of difficult these days, and the OnePlus 6 still has it. So overall, I think the OnePlus 6 is a smartphone which has aged very beautifully. Now under the 20,000 mark, there is a really good competitor for the OnePlus 6, and that is the Poco F1. But honestly speaking, this here is a better value than the Poco F1. It has a better display, faster storage, a better camera, a better design, overall design, and a better user interface when compared to the Poco F1. Yes, the Poco F1 is around only 15,000, but if you spend 2,000 more, for 17,000 you get a much better device than the Poco F1. Now if you ask me, is the OnePlus 6 worth it in 2019? I would definitely say yes, the OnePlus 6 is worth the purchase in 2019. So make sure you check out OLX and Quicker, because I've been seeing a lot of ads on the OnePlus 6 as low as 17,000. So make sure you go check that out. So thank you for watching, and this here is Suman signing off once again. Catch you later.